morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear professor, dear doctors, participants. I'm very glad to see you again in the conference. Especially I would like to thank the Professor Janusz Szilagi, Professor Katarzyna Zombory and Balint Kovac and other organizers for prepare excellent and very fruitful conference. The title of my presentation is the role of the Internal Security Agency in protecting of critical infrastructure. One of the special service that plays a fundamental role in the security of the state, it is constitutional order, including inter area, the protection of critical infrastructure, is the Internal Security Agency. It is a special service which was created on 29 June 2002. The tasks of the Internal Security Agency are set out in Article 5 of the Act, according to which among the tasks of the Internal Security Agency are identifying, preventing and combating threats to the internal security of the state and its constitutional order, the identification, prevention and detection of crime, for example, espionage, terrorism, unlawful disclosure or use of classified information and other offenses against the state security that harm the economic basis of the state, corruption of persons performing public functions, in the production and marketing of goods, technologies and services of strategic importance for state security and against the administration of justice, and identification, prevention and detection of threats to the security relevant to the continuity of the state's functioning of ICT system of public administration bodies or ICT network system covered by the uniform list of objects, installations, devices and services constituting critical infrastructure, as well as ICT system of owners and holders of objects, installations, devices of critical infrastructure. An important aspect concerning the activities of the Internal Security Agency are issues related inter alia to the fact that it is one of the few services, apart from the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau, to have the ability to conduct, in addition, operational activities, also investigation, which results either from operational activities carried out or are ordered by the prosecution. One of the key tasks of the Internal Security Agency is to ensure the state's ICT security. According to the Act of 21st December 2001, amending the Act of the Organization and Work Mode of the Council of Ministers and the scope of the ministers' activities, the Act of Divisions of Government Administration and amending some acts, modern information and communication technologies, include the need to ensure security of IT infrastructure and ICT system and networks and information technology and IT standards. An important aspect related to ICT security, it is possibility of a potential terrorist threat which can trigger so-called network incident. In this regard, the relatively newly an act of 5 July 2018 of the National Cybersecurity System, which implements directive of the European Parliament and the Council of 6 of July 2016 concerning measures for a high common level security of network and information system across the Union, plays a key role. Article 1 of the Act defines the organization of the national cybersecurity system and the task of responsibilities of the entities comprising this system. The manner of supervision and control in the application of the provisions of the Acts, as well as the scope of the cybersecurity strategy of the Republic of Poland. In addition, there are also defined basis concepts such as cybersecurity, defined as the immunity of information system to activities that violate the confidentiality, integrity, availability, and authenticity of procedures data or related service offered by this system, as well as incidents defined as an event that has or may have an adverse impact of cybersecurity, including their division into incidents: critical, serious, and significant. The ICT security system has been based on the so-called CSIRT, Computer Security Incident Responsible Team. Within the scope of competence of the head of Internal Security Agency remain ICT system and ICT networks, covered by the uniform list of object installation devices and services included in the critical infrastructure referred to in Article 5b.1 of the Crisis Management Act. In addition, the Internal Security Agency carries out its statutory tasks concerning terrorist incident in cyberspace, as well as tasks of the preventive nature. On the basis of Article 5.1, the tasks of the Internal Security Agency also include the identification, prevention, and detection of offenses such as espionage and terrorism. The criminal threats for the crime of espionage are in turn described in Article 130 of Criminal Code. In this slide, you can see these articles. Activities directly related to espionage are also acts of terrorism. Certainly, announcement of the Act of Anti-Terrorist Activities of 10 of July 2016 was a great support for counter-terrorist activities. In this law, in addition to defining basis definitions such as anti-terrorist and counter-terrorist activities, there are also definitions concerning public administration, infrastructure, or identification concerning critical infrastructure, which refer directly to the aforementioned Act of 26 April 2007 of Crisis Management. Based on Article 3, Paragraph 1, in the head of Internal Security Agency is responsible for the prevention of terrorist incident. In turn, the minister in charge of internal affairs is responsible for preparing to take control of terrorist incident through planned undertaking, responding in the event of the occurrence of such incidents, and restoring resources to respond to such incidents. The present Act has been divided into 7 chapters, of which the provisions relating to actions to prevent terrorist incident, alert degrees, as well as anti-terrorist actions at the scene of the terrorist incident, including counter-terrorist actions, are of particular importance for my opinion. Particularly important powers have been conferred on the head of Internal Security Agency in Article 9 of the said Act, pursuant to his provision in order to recognize, prevent, combat, and detect offenses of a terrorist nature or an offense of espionage and to prosecute the perpetrators. The head of the Internal Security Agency may order for a period not longer than 3 months the discrete conduct of activities with regard to a person who is not a citizen of the Republic of Poland, with regard to whom this is a concern to the possibility of his, of course, of her conducting terrorist activities or communicating an offense of espionage, consisting of obtaining and recording the content of a conversation conducted by technical means, including by means of telecommunication network, obtaining and recording images or sound of person from means of transport of places other than public places, obtaining and recording the content of correspondence, including correspondence conducted by means of electronic communication, and obtaining, recording data contained of computer data carriers, telecommunication, terminal equipment, information and data communication system. An important role in combating terrorist threat is played by the Anti-Terrorist Center, CAT, established on the basis, for example, on Act of 24 May 2002 on the Internal Security Agency and the Foreign Intelligence Agency. The Anti-Terrorist Center role is to coordinate the process of information sharing between participants in the counter-terrorism defense system and to implement timely joint response procedures in the event of the occurrence of one of the four categories of definite threat. The first, a terrorist event on Polish territory affecting the security of Poland and its citizens. A terrorist event occurring outside the borders of the Republic of Poland affecting the security of Republic of Poland and its citizens, obtaining information on potential threats that may occur in Poland and abroad, and obtaining information on money laundering, on financial transfer that may be indicative of the financial of terrorist activities. The center operates on a 47/7 basis. Service in the unit is performed by the officer, soldiers, and civilian employees of national entities dealing with counteracting terrorist threat. For example, the Foreign Intelligence Agency, the Internal Security Agency, the Military Intelligence Service, the Military Counterintelligence Service. The service in this unit may also be performed by officer of Polish National Police, Polish Border Guard, State Protection Service, State Fire Service, National Fiscal Administration, Military Police, and the Government Security Center. In addition to the Anti-Terrorist Center, there is also the Terrorist Prevention Center at the Internal Security Agency, which, being a specialized unit, deals with broadly understood anti-terrorist prevention. At the end, I would like to present some survey. It is worth quoting the partial results of the survey conducted in April 2022 by Internal Security Agency officers among academic and representatives of services and institutions belonging to the anti-terrorism community involved in terrorism study. The result of the survey clearly indicate that according to the respondents, critical infrastructure facilities are the most popular in the sphere of terrorist attack within the European Union at nearly 40%, followed by open urban spaces, nearly 33%, followed by tourist infrastructure and sport facilities, 14.8%, military bases 7.4%, and government office buildings 5.3%. On the other hand, in terms of the answer to the question which tools, devices or technologies are the most common challenge for the service to ensure the security of citizens, the largest group, nearly 70%, answered that it's unmanned aerial vehicles. It also worth nothing the question related to the greatest technological challenge for ICT security service. According to the response, these are highly advanced control process automation technologies, 35%, artificial intelligence, nearly 27%, and cloud storage, 22%. 0.3%. This was followed by the development of 5G transmission standards, nearly 13%, quantum technology, 2%, and encryption communication, only 1%. Thank you for your attention.